Rerun. No rerun.
I want this to be on record. For tell you say tomorrow then they can go, then do election back for 2023, then Dr. Samura might be dreaming.
Categorically, nothing other in my understanding of the law and the advice that I receive, we suggest that this committee get the power for call for do a rerun or for mandate a rerun of an election.
So anyone who is suggesting that that money is for rerunning an election is telling you falsehoods.
Politician for stop for life and people. I'll say that very boldly here. The elections of 2023 are done and dusted, period. We are looking at even the money where the US, where they don't give about, where they don't commit for about 1.5 million US dollars. It is not about 2023 elections.
So the committee get for examine the 2023 election results. Then we get for examine previous election results as well. Not just 2023, we get for look at 2018 and the others.
Hello, my family. Baba Check the Political Offender with another edition of the program Do Don't CLIN.
This night it's up for music,
sweet music production.
Do Don't CLIN. And the program this, where they educate you. Do Don't CLIN. And the program this, where they inform you. Do Don't CLIN. And the program this, where they entertain you. Do Don't CLIN. Do Don't CLIN. Do Don't CLIN. And the program this.
Well, let me family this particular program. Now for can clear the doubts of some people within the media where they pass on false information about waiting and waiting they go on in the country. When we family waiting I'm about to pass on to now, especially for the one them we know that understand, for let them go understand. Me family we all know say there is this rumor where they go around say the tripartite committee where they set up now for investigate for let them go do a rerun of the 2023 election. And other rumor they go around say the $1.5 million where the American government donate concerning this particular project and say now for the rerun of the election. When we family are they at today for can tell you now waiting and waiting they inside this particular committee where they set up and waiting that 1.5 million they did for. And if there is any rerun of election where will take place, when we family, do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. And if this is my first time for jam this particular channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell in order for where I will send any video out there, you will be among the first people way will get notified. So please, subscribe. And our family know say this is a new channel where I just create because YouTube don't terminate me two YouTube channels them way I will use. So my family, let me get into the business. So tripartites involve three different bodies them where they come to one. And that tripartite day, now the government of the day, the opposition when are the APC and the donor partners them now they all come together in order for let them go review the electoral process now in country. But some people and they out there already misinform people and misinterpret informations, and it's like some people and they insinuate that and they imagine don't encounter the media and can talk. So me family I do this video in order for let people and not go to fall for them three categories of people and the way they are the media. Number one, then they misinform. Number two, then they misinterpret. Number three, then they insinuate. Waiting and they imagine, then they put out there for the people and will believe. When we family, these categories of people we are just announced, so most of them based on the diaspora, and then they do them intentionally for destabilize the country. For the benefits of the one them we don't know, waiting the tripartite committee. Then it's time for review and examine. And now let me listen to the one where the head of the opposition, where not to any other person but Dr. Kelfala Mara. let it can explain to Fambulem for let them understand waiting are the responsibilities of this tripartite committee.
Now, for make this committee examine the 2023 election results. So the committee get for examine the 2023 election results. Then we get for examine previous election results as well. Not just 2023, we get for look at 2018 and the others. We get for look at the shipment, tallying, and announcement of elections results. We get for look at the procedures for certification and publication of results. We also get for take a look at data migration from the National Civil Registration Authority to how it get for feed into the ECSL arrangement. Complaints been there about a fine make look at law land lessons and correct thing for correct. Then we also get for take a look at the report and recommendations of elections observer missions. For example, the European Union and the Carter Center. We get for take a look at all of that for land lessons. So we'll see how we elections go and what we go do for meet up best practice. We also get for take a look at we electoral laws, like the Public Elections Act of 2022, and all other laws in the country we get for do with elections. Question, they enough? They're manipulatable, somebody can manipulate them, gaps in there. What do we go do about these laws? We get best practice within the region and elsewhere we'll go learn from? If yes, we'll make further recommendations so that electoral laws will be good and will be excellent and will be in tandem with international best practice. We also get to take a look at electoral redress mechanisms. You know, we get issues. You file petitions, sometimes it take 2-3 years, nothing will happen. We get to look at that. The timing, they announce a president. Few minutes later, the Chief Justice swearing, he administered the oath. Then the following morning, you file petition to the same Chief Justice. And then he only get limited window for bring all the evidence for submitting petitions. He meets best practice, lessons they will go learn. We'll take a look at what things that happen in other countries. Now then thing they will get for do. Then we also get for do functional review, take a look at some institutions. ECSL, we get for take a look at then staffing profile, the institutional profile, decision-making profile. Things that we will need for do in then institutions, not just ECSL, but the other one then who believes they get one or two things for do with elections. We get for review them one then day. Fumble them. During the course of we work, maybe we'll get the need for invite people and for make clarifications, whether in the security sector, whether in ECSL or anyone, for make them explain further how things and they ask questions them so that the work of the committee will be wholesome, it will be informed, and recommendations will be good. Then, this committee also get the mandate that during the course of we examination of all of them here, if we found a person, an institution or a group, say they don't undermine the electoral process of this country, we can make appropriate recommendations to the president. So these are some of the core mandates of this committee. And I want to make you know that the findings and recommendations of this particular committee, government and APC don't make commitment that their recommendations they will be actionable and will be implementable. So the APC and government don't make that commitment. Today we will sign the terms of reference. But we don't sign the terms of reference. We fumble and out there go one for no. Waiting at the next steps. We will try for work with our sister, the co-chair, and with development partners for ensure that we quickly recruit the experts them what we need so that we will commence this work. Let we not forget that government and the APC don't already make a commitment for implement the recommendations we will put forward. So they ask everyone for be patient. The one then where they do rumor mongering, where they write or pass or do any kind of thing, with the big una for make una focus on one thing, listen to what in the committee they do. That is why we don't put in place a communication framework for continue for engage the public. We now your mouthpiece, we will talk on ourselves. So if I go recap on this, I want to say, we no want preempt any outcome. We want to do we job judiciously. We go for do review, do examinations. Based on we findings, we will then make recommendations. And I want to make una know that everything we do not a secret. Everything we do get for day in the open. We take Sierra Leone along. So make una know say nothing no do get for cover. Any findings or recommendations so they get for be factual. Yeah? And we thank the US for providing $1.5 million to support the process through the USAID implementation window. Rerun. No rerun.
Well, we all know you're waiting Dr. Kelfala Mara don't say when I am the head of the committee where they represent APC and the tripartite. Well, he said there will be no rerun. And that particular committee, they there for let them go review and try for no waiting and go put in place for further elections. And then they examine all the elections the way we don't pass, including the 2023 elections, and they make a point blank say there will be no rerun. So let them understand that. Now let me listen to waiting the Minister of Information himself get for say about a rerun of the election if this particular committee get the mandate for do a rerun. Let me listen.
Categorically, nothing of the in my understanding of the law and the advice that I don't receive, we suggest that this committee get the power for call for do a rerun or for mandate a rerun of an election. That's my understanding. And as Minister of Information, if you ask me that question, that's what I will tell you. That's my position. The reason we there, not because we want to get a chance as a committee for explain the work and for talk about in terms of reference. So I'm for sure the person we talk say, my commitment is clear. And also we have beaucoup political leader the way the social media will like for tweets where they talk plenty. Me no they lie. There are many people who are part of the old school politics of Salone since we talk through. Every opportunity they get and trigger happy for go write on social media because they go get like and then get followers. I don't do that. I stick to the facts as I understand the facts.
Well, the family we all know the information minister with everything don't say this particular committee not get that mandate for organize any rerun elections. And they talk about the one way they misinform people within the media, and most of them people the way they misinform people. Now people way based on the diaspora and some unpatriotic politicians them. Well, now move forward to waiting the former presidential spokesman for the former leader, when Dr. Anes Kuruma. Well, this particular spokesman, himself from the APC, they can explain to we what everything in understand about what everything they gone and about the rumor of the rerun of another election and the $1.5 million where the US government donates to that particular committee. Before we listen to Abdullah Berete, who will be the former presidential spokesman to Anes Kuruma.
This will for stop politicians for stop for life and people. I'll say that very boldly here. The elections of 2023 are done and dusted, period. We are looking at even the money where the US, where they don't give about, where they don't commit for, about $1.5 million US. It is not about 2023 elections. Now, about looking at the various reports then, we don't come out about the 2023 elections, including the Qatar, the EU, the National Elections Watch, the recommendations within they make. How do we come together for perfect the situation if we have to? That is where the money is going.
But what they say this is for look at future election. And future election can be tomorrow, can be next month, can be in 6 months, can be 1 year. Now future election.
I will bet my life, I will tell you, say, it has nothing to do with 2023. That election done and dusted.
Okay, we see like the international community actually, they're part of this committee. So they're not going to allow the government just full wheel like that. That is why they're part of them, because they say tripartite, the government, the opposition, and the donors them. They say and then they actually they see what they could do for look into the last election, no?
Then they in the international community, particularly the UN resident coordinator, is part of this as a moral guarantor. The main key players here are the APC as a party, and of course the SLPP as a ruling government, a ruling party. That's it. Then they look at it for implement some of them things, and they how for bring national cohesion, how for them for set up committee where they also look at what things go wrong. And the things that will go wrong are very clear. Up to this point, the APC stands say, Kone for giving disaggregated results. Where are those results? Let us know where we go wrong.
So now you don't talk again. You don't talk them. Whether results and ECSL don't begin cooperate with the committee. If at all ECSL give them disaggregated and then find out, say, the election as the announcer not also in a paper.
My friend, wait till me they tell you, this tripartite committee, the appetite where the SLPP been get, then we just want let we MPs and go take positions. Let we mayor then go take positions. We councillors take position for give a semblance of a non-one party state. And that the democracy, even the opposition is in parliament. Although we in the minority.
So why we not wait now, let the committee, done their work before we begin talk about them things here?
You know what? You're the able project. Me, apart from being a former presidential spokesman, I'm a political scientist. And my own training as a political scientist are for able to put things then together and come out with a very, very solid analysis. So the issue for me, when you look at one, they don't call the elections. When they don't call the elections, the only court, competent court will get the mandate for annul the 2023 elections. Now, the superior courts in our country, as provided for in section 124. The question then is, did APC take the challenges of the elections? Did we take them to the court? No. And we had a specific period. After that specific period, they were elapsed. You not take an court, even if after 1 hour you get now, it's null and void. Did we do that? We didn't do that. These are some of the realities we have to put. Secondly, we don't pull a press release. We say Kone and other security personnel, they interfere with the elections. The Carter Foundation don't come and do that. The U.S. State Department don't even do targeted sanctions. But at the end of the day, they don't swear in Madabio, the Chief Justice of the London Guam, as provided for. And from me not be the ever call him at the same Mr. Bio, now until the day where me party agree say, let we MPs then go to parliament, now begin call him His Excellency the President. So all of that put together, the international community will tell you, say, our role is not to even talk about a rerun of the election.
Just hold on right up on it.
Submitted question, and that is, let's see, Mr. Mohammed K. Fofana of the Gleaner newspaper in Sierra Leone. Ambassador Thomas Greenfield, you announced that the United States plans to invest $1.5 million to support Sierra Leone's electoral reform process. After the announcement, an unconfirmed report has it that the U.S. is pushing for a rerun of the June 24th elections. Do you have any comment?
I'm not aware of that, but what I am aware of is that the $1.5 million will assist Sierra Leone in developing their own plans for how they will conduct elections in the future. But there are no, as far as I know, there are no plans for an election, and certainly we have not called for that.
This now the US ambassador who Linda Thomas Greenfield, we actually then deploying a UN where we can work on a salon. And now him basically can announce about the 1.5 million where we all been say inside this 1.5 million, I get different category. Of course, I get for count experts and we go look at the election which just don't pass and other things then, you know, and it's for future elections. So we for be optimistic and say the future election could be after the committee don't make recommendation.
Well, I wish you, I love your optimism. If for anything, if anybody they wait for be enthusiastic for say they can do a rerun of the 2023 elections, if for be somebody like me. But as it is, painfully, I get for accept and not can mislead the grassroots people of the party. The 2023 elections, we can only use them now as a reference for see what went wrong so that we will able better future elections. And the future elections, in terms of non-ambiguity, I'm talking about 2028 general elections, including the presidential elections. And I want this to be on record. For tell you say tomorrow then they can go, they do election back for 2023, then Dr. Samura might be dreaming.
When we found we all lawyer waiting the former presidential spokesman for Anesco Humado say, and he says spell them out, big one with capital letter, say there will be no rerun. And it talks say that particular money they not for any rerun elections. And the funniest thing by this particular interview, the interviewer been trying for convince the former presidential spokesman for let go believe in his own imagination for say there will be a rerun of another elections. It's like most of you in the diaspora and the media, it's like 80% of what we pass on na the media, it's like na insinuate. We just don't imagine things. Say, let we can say this na the media. When we are lawyer here, where he categorically make and clear to and say there will be no rerun. And it's like for tell and back say the only way for be possible for lay maybe then think about that if APC will take this particular issue to the court. When we family, we all know the different stakeholders them now the country where they don't talk and they all make and categorically clear say there will be no rerun. Dr. Marawi represents the APC, say that clearly. The information minister when I chair Oba himself don't make and clear say the committee no get a mandate today. And a former politician and a presidential spokesman for the APC himself don't make and clear say there will be no rerun. Now, let me listen to the American ambassador to Salon, where na Brian David Hunt, where na young government na then send that particular money. Let INSSF can tell we if that particular money now for any rerun of any election. Because now that woman people and they pass out now the media say that particular money now for a rerun. And the committee where then set up for examine waiting went wrong pan this election and the previous elections then feel say that committee they get a mandate for organize another election. Now let me listen to the American ambassador to Salon, Brian Hunt.
Of running an election goes into the tens of millions, nearly $100 millions of dollars. So 1.5 million that we have given has nothing to do with rerunning an election. That money is strictly for the work of the Electoral Review Committee so that it has the benefit of international experts as it reviews Sierra Leone's law and so that it can carry out the important consultation that it needs to do with the Sierra Leonean people as it shapes its recommendations for the president. So anyone who is suggesting that that money is for rerunning an election is telling you falsehoods.
Well, my family, we all know here, within the American ambassador, don't say, he said that particular money, they not for any rerun of any election. He said that money, they say, if they want to do any rerun, it's not enough for any elections. So, that particular money, they spell them out clearly, say, he said that particular money, they are for the work of the Electoral Review Committee, not for any rerun. So, my family, all things don't clear. This is for the benefit of the one that they in doubt. Now, make a decide, say, that put everything together in order for the people to understand. We all know here, where the tripartite committee, that they don't come together so and talk, say there will be no rerun. We all know, say, the tripartite committee include the government, include APC, and the donor partners them, and they all don't talk. So for the benefit of the one that already doubt, I believe say this for them clear to now for say there will be no rerun. So waiting for the prepare for 2028 elections. Still people them they out there where they pass on false information to family them, say this and that in order for lady country not go get rest. And the one them we engage in all lengthing and day, most of them are the diaspora and day, and most of them are unpatriotic politicians them. Now they engage in all lengthing and day. So it's high time for lay people them stop with all lengthing and day. Let we all come together for push we country go before. Now one rain salon we get. And again, at the play to Papa government, there are plenty of people and they out there already grumble. Say that we can find boss, the fear is too high, and who side and they sell the tickets them, they far for some people them. And the other commercial transporters and then say the grumble say the street who side and carry them go, then they get constraints and they. So it's high time for the government try for look into that. If now put the price down for the one they already use the worker find boss. And let them try for find another ways and means for lay the commercial transporters and themselves go get an alternative route where themselves go to do their own business faster. Please, Papa government, we plead for that. Una no say na the people them na them put una day. So if the people them thinks the money them, then come out and say that, please una get for listen to them and find a way for lay things go better for them. So, my family, until next time, this na Baba Sheikh the political offender with another edition of the program Do Don't Clean. Na me say tata. And una don't forget for subscribe. Peace.
Sierra Leoneans, let's see what they do for push this country go before. Wake up your body and do something.
This is not the program Do Don't Clean with Baba Sheikh.
The same old system and the same problem. So wait till we follow, we never did. Wait for make this problem, yes, so when.